We're going to talk about Mars. I'm going to talk about John Brandenburg, a top physicist who has been working very closely with the whole space programs. He's a major dude, and he's talking about what he saw and sharing photographs of Mars. I'm going to share some of those. I'm going to talk about him. He was on Jesse Michael's podcast. But I'm going to not just talk about that, because you can go over and watch that interview. I'm going to talk about what I know firsthand that corroborates what we're learning about Mars. You may know that I have very strong feelings and past life memories. True? Not true? I'm going to share them with you today. You get to decide. Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. This is my purpose. If you want to get on my channel and argue, you're welcome, but I won't argue back. You and I are one beautiful, perfect source. Everything else is illusion. Anything else that takes you into a dark place is a story, and you're the only one in charge of that. You're super powerful. Now, you probably saw the report that the Monroe Institute, Bob Monroe, created for the military, the U.S. military, and the CIA had this report. It has been released some time ago, actually. Why are people not paying attention to this? It's amazing. So I suggest you watch that video, because we're going to address this right now. And we're going to talk about the intelligence that is all things, including other planets, seen, unseen. Why is this such a big deal? I don't know. Why do people not believe everything's real? Fairies are real. Name it. It's real. If somebody saw it, it's real for them. Why do I have to dispute it? I don't know about you, but I think it's pretty exciting to know that we have all this really crazy cool stuff going on out there. So first of all, I'm going to ask you to subscribe, because we are losing subscribers, and some of you have told me that you found out you were unsubscribed. Wasn't me. YouTube dropped subscribers. I call it the scrub. I think that they just, those of us who've been around a while, if you haven't been on my channel for a while, they just sort of get rid of you, They want to see who the new subscribers are coming in. So please subscribe, and please like a video if you like it. Go ahead and like it and let YouTube know. Also, if you are an entrepreneur, I am creating ways for you to earn money and change the planet. It's called Digital Explorers. I'm a change maker. I'm recruiting change makers to assist me in that and helping them to create planet conscious businesses using the internet, reaching global audiences. We're changing the planet because we don't have a lot of time. Now I'm going to talk about another planet, and that's Mars. John Brandenburg is a top physicist. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about him, but I am going to show you some of the pictures that were shared on the internet that I'm allowed to share briefly. I will show them here. They'll show up as I'm talking. And you've probably seen a lot of these pictures. Why don't we pay attention to this? I think that we are just so programmed to shut down anything that sort of shows us that we're not alone, and we are afraid to step out because people call us crazy. Well, we're not crazy anymore, are we? We got way too many people talking. Now, as I shared with you, we have light workers in all these institutions that you hate. Hate? Why? Don't hate. Love. NASA's not a bad organization. They're wonderful people that work at NASA. I have a friend who did. She's brilliant. By the way, I asked her, have astronauts seen aliens? She goes, oh yeah, all of them. They've seen alien craft. All the craft that we send up, they check it out. They just weren't allowed to talk about it. They're talking about it now. I named 5, 6 astronauts that openly talk about it. Yeah, so let's talk about that right now. What is that? Of course there are other beings. There's trillions of galaxies. What are they, 30 billion solar systems within each galaxy? It's insane. The one source isn't limited. Now, you've heard me talk about what we are. We're an illusion. We're playing out all kinds of different scenarios, and planet Earth is one of the lowest frequencies, which means that we blow ourselves up. It's an option for us. There are scenarios out there where that isn't even a consideration. There's nothing but community and working together in love. Now, I actually lived in one of those situations. Now, this may surprise you. Now, you've heard me talk about this for about at least 20, 30 years, maybe. Yeah, I'd say about 30, maybe longer than 30 years. I've had distinct dreams, very vivid. I have extremely vivid dreams. I believe that's me going out and doing some of these things on another planet. And it's the same scenario every time. In fact, I can draw a map of it. I can draw a map of the cities, what the terrain looked like, different areas of it. I can tell you about the people. They looked like humans. And I can tell you a few things. I'm going to start right now. I think you're going to love this. First of all, it was a peaceful planet. I know, shocker, right? The people were not, they were advanced in a different kind of way. They may appear to be not so advanced according to how they live, but they had advanced abilities, okay? But they were peaceful people that would never, ever harm another person or create weapons. That isn't how they operate. There were no armies, there was nothing. They lived as a very peaceful community. Now I'm going to explain the terrain before I'll explain to you what happened to the planet, because I actually do know what happened to the planet. The terrain was, actually there's quite a bit of water on it. And there were waterways, some very big open areas, and waterways where there were actually, I can remember there was this one area that was, you could take like boats of some kind, I can't remember what they look like. You could take a boat over to, like, there'd be this big area, like an island that was built up with beautiful buildings, and you could go shopping, and there were events and all kinds of stuff going on. It was really, really cool. There was a lot of homes and whole these areas overlooking these waterways. And then there were some very big flat areas. There was desert area. I remember being in the desert. Sometimes the entire planet was not as mountainous as Earth or as green. In fact, I didn't see mountains I actually can't remember ever seeing mountains. There were some, like, you know, hilly mountainous, like low mountainous areas, but nothing really big like we have here. Okay, so the people were peaceful, but here's what happened. And I don't know the reason why, but, and by the way, tons of details I could give you, so if you have questions, I'll answer them. I was part of a team that actually was helping to, let's just say, protect the people. Think of the French underground. That would be, I was in a group like that. So I was just doing as many good things as I could for the people because we were under attack. We were not participating in it. There were factions that would battle in the skies and sometimes destroy some of our towns and little villages and cities. We didn't have like cities like we do here. And I remember seeing that. You could see like things burning in the distance. I can remember seeing craft dropping these, I could draw it, these huge things of let's just imagine like a massive log, you know, the size of a football field, just dropping it on a village of some kind, and the whole thing going up in flames. And so it was a regular basis that we were under fire. So we would be going about our way, and then all of a sudden craft would show up, and we didn't know if they were on our side or not, and they'd be battling each other, so you had to take cover. And some of these aliens did not look like humans. I do remember that. I do remember seeing some of them on the ground. That was not often. They were usually up in craft, fighting each other over probably resources. I wouldn't know what those are, but I didn't know. I can't really recall the reason. What I do remember is the skies were always dark. I don't remember it ever being sunny because it was being so polluted, and there was some kind of a covering in the skies that was causing it to be dark all the time and blotting out the sun a lot. I remember helping people to evacuate and go to new cities, and a group of people came in and got me out of there because I was in danger. I remember being part of a team that helped evacuate people. We were going around, and I was not the pilot of the craft, but we would go around and get people to evacuate the planet. And then I don't remember the planet being destroyed because I think that I wasn't there for that. My parents didn't go, and I had a little leeway there, and I said, "Come on, we got to get out of here now. We're evacuating." And they said, "No, we're going to stay." They didn't want to leave, so they perished. They perished on the planet. That's how they wanted to live the rest of their life. And so I remember just being a part of the team that was getting as many people out of there as possible because it was getting so bad. So that's my recollection in a nutshell. Now, Dr. John Brandenburg was interviewed by Jesse Michaels, and I suggest you go watch that interview because it's really fascinating. I've talked about him before. It just blew my mind because what's really interesting is he said, identical to what I did, that there was a nuclear type of blast on there. They have evidence of that destroyed the planet. They have evidence that this was not an advanced society, but the correction is it was, but it didn't appear to be by the buildings. They're more advanced like pyramids than they are, city buildings kind of thing. And so they were such a natural society that connected to nature and each other. They didn't build these crazy ass things like we do. They didn't have that kind of craft or anything. So they had no weapons. They had no, there was nothing in them that would attack or defend themselves against anything that took over. So there were some that were battling to protect the Mars people. I won't call them Martians, the Mars people. But apparently that didn't work very well. So we evacuated. Now, where did we go to? I think it was here. All right. I think that's where the pyramids come from, because I do remember those types of buildings being there, and just, it was beautiful, but it was very dark. And again, constantly under fire, and we knew it was like air raids, right? We just knew they were coming in, and we had to take cover because they weren't attacking us as much as they were one another, but they were taking out some areas of the city to control certain things. And we'd win a little bit. We'd go, yeah, and then it wasn't going our way so well. He talks about all the photographs that he saw that were not doctored up, and there's just way too many buildings and structures that are more pyramid-like, more Egyptian style. I don't believe the Egyptians built the pyramids anyways. I don't think that just because it's there means that they're the ones that did it. I think that we had some technology help. The Mars people had those kind of abilities. They had access to that, and I believe that it may or may not be them that did that, but I think there are others that came here that wanted to assist in creating a more peaceful place. Well, unfortunately, planet Earth's beings are more the problem than anything that's coming in. It's sort of ironic that the craft that comes in, they're not taking us out. They haven't been doing anything. If anything, they're here to assist us if we will stop acting like yin-yangs and taking each other out. We're the problem. So I want you to know something. We're as powerful as they were. All of us are. And we can use it if we focus on our community. Oh, there goes a little bunny. If we focus on our community and placing those beautiful efforts and focusing on sending our light and compassion to others, those who are struggling, being the solution. When I created Digital Explorers, I wanted to be the solution. I have to earn money, Landria. And I'm thinking, how do you put food on the table? Well, it's not by doing something that destroys the planet. And then you come home and your kids are swimming in this plastic in the oceans. So we have to be the change makers. You have to be the light worker. So I would love to have John Brandenburg on my show, but actually, you know, I think he's been on channels smaller than mine. I do believe very strongly that I came from planet Mars. I didn't know at the time that's what it was. We didn't call it planet Mars. And I just know that it was beautiful, except for, like I said, this interference from other beings, two separate ones fighting that I know of. It could have been more. I think it was only two. Why? Why? Because this is part of the game, and there's scenarios everywhere, everywhere. And so what I want to share with you today is that we can stop this. We are the problem. It's not aliens, it's not drones, it's not the government. It is the people, it's the individuals, it's you, if you're on my channel arguing with somebody else or telling me I can't say something or I should believe something different. This is the separation that doesn't respect one another's opinions. You aren't right. You're right for you. I'm right for me. I can believe anything I want. You can't make me wrong or angry or sad. You can't make me afraid. I know there's nothing to fear, and of course we're going to feel it anyways. Fear is to be felt. You guys have seen my book, Breakthrough Fear. I teach you how to break through it and to deal with it and use it in a very positive way. All right? Fear can be very positive and powerful. It can motivate you, right? What happens? So I wouldn't do any of this stuff if I didn't have some form of fear that we're going to go down the wrong road if we don't guide one another. So it is a form of fear. Fear is a low frequency, or you can use it to motivate you to do positive things. My father's many mansions, you're in one. Planet Earth is one. It's the most dense right now. It's most dense. Of course, there's unlimited. And we are unfortunately unconscious creatures that agreed to come here in unconsciousness. The game is to regain the consciousness and know what it's like to re-know ourselves, reconnect to that source of which we are, to know it, to know darkness, to know contrast, to know what it's like to turn on one another and how horrible that feels. But right now, we don't have to experience that anymore. I think you've learned enough, right? And so the whole point is experience, because you are absolutely perfect. It's not like you have to earn your way back to what you are. You are already that right now. Watch the video with Jesse. Read the CIA report. It's pretty lengthy, but it's amazing. And it's going to tell you there's no separation with anything. Not the aliens, the non-human entities, you know, these things, these orbs, everything, none of it is separate from us. It's just us in other forms. It's the finger on the body. You don't cut it off. You cut enough fingers off and you can't eat. You're going to starve to death. That's it, my friend. I hope you enjoyed that I shared this with you. You know, a few years ago, I was an investment banker. I would have never talked about this stuff, and I really don't give a crap if somebody believes me or not. It's not my intention to get you to believe anything. I know what I remember, and it's very clear. And I believe that all of you have probably experienced some dreams or recollections or deja vu that's a little bit too, you know, bizarre for you to fluff it away. Explore it. It's beautiful. We are energy that cannot be created nor destroyed. We always have been. We always will be. Of course, we just transform into other things. You've been a million and gazillion things before, and you are that which is happening right now. You and I are one energy field. We're connected. So, will you help me out a little bit in this game we're playing here? Like I said, the president, who cares? He's playing a game. They believe in their game. They think their game is right. We think ours is right. Play it well, my friend. You don't get to find out how you score till you leave here. You want to be on the leaderboard? Man, go 100% in and just go into that space of love and say, okay, I feel fear. That's okay. Cool, cool. It's there. Don't do anything with it. Do something for someone else. Love them anyways, no matter what they've done. Why? Source does. Those of you who are Christians, Jesus forgives everyone. Are you? Or are you criticizing it and telling somebody they need to? Oh, yeah. You are whole and perfect. Please subscribe. I don't know what's going on, but we have to get this word out. Some things are going to happen in this next year, 2 years, that's going to blow our minds. We are going to have knowledge of things, and it's not going to be scary unless you're in the basement because it's dark and you don't know what's in there with you. It's okay. Come on up. You're welcome in the penthouse. Everyone is. Yeah. Oh, got to behave, though. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste. And once again, if you want to go into the description, somebody says, you want us to buy your stuff? Yeah, I do, because if you buy my stuff, not only do you support what I do for a living, but you support a sustainable world, because everything that I promote, I don't make money on all of it, but you're buying non-plastic, vegan, non-toxic, it's healthier for you. That's the collective. So if you go down there and you find something you like, you click, I've got discounts for you with everything, cleaning, everything, you name it. So I hope that you'll go explore that, and you're amazing. Don't ever doubt that. There's no one above or below you. You're equally powerful as anything, anyone. Never lose your faith, my friend. Namaste.